So, okay, now to start with, let us understand the path function, okay, before we dive into the time intelligence function again, because time intelligence is very important. And the interview, they'll ask you questions more from that, because most of the analytical projects, they perform a lot of, the period over period comparison and the closing balance, all the things, right? Including the year to date. So those are the commonly used analytical tools. Okay, so hence that is the important thing. Before that, let's just take a look at these three small things. Okay, and what is connected and disconnected table also, because from the interview point of view, you should be knowing it. So you know what are the different types of joins, right? Left outer join, right outer join, inner join, and anti join also, you know very well. And there is something called self join. Right, self join. What is self join? Can someone tell me self join? Joining the table to itself, right? Joining with the same table to itself. That is called your self join. So, what kind of scenario we will be joining the table to itself? When do we need to? What kind of scenario that we'll be performing self join? Any idea? So, for example, you have the employee key is there, and then the parent key is there. Parent key or manager key. Okay, manager key or employee key, and then you have first name and last name. Okay, so here employee key is let's say 5, and his parent key is 1. Let's say that way. Okay, first name is something like Raj Kumar. Okay, and the same table you have employee key and parent key. So parent key, whatever the values are there, that is also nothing but employee key only. But with the help of the parent key, we can identify which employee is working under which supervisor. And you have something like employee key is 10 and his parent key is 2, something like that. Okay, his manager is Kumar. Okay, Sangamitra. Okay, so in that case, this employee is reporting under this guy. Okay, so this is what the management wants to. So you have the data, but you have stored, the two key columns in the same table. Okay, but here what happens? The parent key tells us, gives us an information about which all employees are working under him. But again, the parent keys are nothing but it's coming from here only, the employee key only. Okay, it should not be different from this one. Okay. So now with the help of the path function, what we can do is we can create a hierarchy, right? For example, you have the manager and developers, right? So developer 1 and developer 2, likewise, right? Developer 2, and just above him, the senior manager, right? If you wanted to understand the managers for this guy, right? So dev 1 is reporting to MGR, and MGR is reporting to SCR manager, something like that. So it gives you, with the help of the path function, we can display the hierarchy for each employee, so that who is reporting to whom. And again, for example, if this guy is reporting to this guy, that is not sufficient. Again, if you want to know who is his supervisor, then that kind of situation, you need to perform self join. If you have to write a SQL query, you need to perform the self join. That will see transfer of the SQL training. But how do I display along with the employee name? That is when the path function we used it. And then the t-task function is virtual relationship. You just think this is to create the virtual relationship between the tables. Between tables. So what do you mean by virtual relationship? This one, use relationship function. When do we use this function, use relationship function? To enable inactive relationship to active relationship. Okay. Even in that case, the relation should be defined between the two tables columns. Okay. Though the relationship was defined, it would have become an inactive. because already some active relationship was created. Okay, so in that kind of situation, you can use a use relationship function to enable the inactive to active relationship. But supposing I don't have any relationship between two tables. For example, here I have the customer key, and here also I have customer key, but this is a fact table, and just assume there is a customer dimension table, customer dimension table. So in that case, there is no physical relationship exists between these two tables. So I want to join this customer key with this customer key. So in that kind of situation, you don't have to create the physical relationship. Instead, you can use a treat as function. Okay. And the next one is values. The values function returns, it returns a single column table, or it returns a table with a single column wherein it will eliminate the duplicates. That's all. Okay. And these are the functions you may expect in the interview. Okay. The path, all the thing. And because the as one value, yes, it requires some kind of detailed explanation with some sample only, then you'll be able to understand. And the next one is the connected versus disconnected table. The other student recently, she got this, right? She was asked this question: what is connected and disconnected table? The connected table we know very well. So if you have relationship between the two, that is your connected table. Disconnected table is something like, for example, I'm going to create a table, the static table. And you remember in the top n function, for that I have entered the values like top 2, top 3, top 4, top 5, or top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20. I keyed in these values manually in a static table. Okay. And this table was not connected to any other table, right? So what I did, I used the selected function. With the selected function, whatever the action carried out. See, this table, static table, I used in a slicer. Whatever the items that I selected here, what are the values I selected, the selected value captures automatically. And what are the values captured by these, or the actions captured by the selected value function? For example, you have selected 10. The selected value function automatically captures this value. And based on the value that you captured with the help of the selected value, you can do the filtering with the table. This table is a static table. We did not create any physical relationship with the other tables. It is a standalone table. But with the standalone table also, if you want to, filter with the other table, we use the selected value function, right? With the help of that, we are able to filter it. You remember the top n, I have shown you how to perform the dynamic top n functions. All right, so this is what the difference between connected is pretty straightforward. This is a connected table. Disconnected is, there are no physical relationship exists between these two tables. In that kind of situation, use selected value function to capture the actions performed by the users, especially in the case of if you have used the table, what is that? The static table in your slicer to capture whatever the action performed or the value selected by the user, that will be captured with this one. And then what you do is you can pass this. So you remember in the stop n function, the first argument was selected value. Selected value, I stored a variable, right? So whatever the thing that you capture, for example, you selected 10, the 10 will be captured by this one. So 10 will get substituted here. Okay, this table is nothing but your disconnected table. Okay, this is the one asked in the interview. Okay, that's what she posed that one. And the next one is, okay, next what we will do is I just show you the path and treat as well. Okay, so there's quick demo. Okay, for this, we'll create some temporary file. Okay, what I do is I just Excel. Okay, just create some data. Okay, employee key and parent key. Let's say here, let's say you have something called 10 and employee parent key is 1 and Rajesh Kumar. Okay, and let's know 5 and the reports to 2 and this is Mahesh Kumar. Next one is, employee key is 2, and his manager is 3, and then he is Ravi Kumar. And then what else? Okay, I'll just put some other number 4, and he is reporting to 5, and then her name is okay, this is enough. Okay, and what I will do is I'll just start with reading the file with CSV file. So what is the syntax for the path function? The inside the path function, you need to first specify the child column name. Followed by that, you need to specify the parent column name. That's all. Okay, it's pretty simple. And here I just go and create the calculated column. M key, this is the child, and then employee path parent key. Gives me some error here. 1 second, let me just. Path, okay, here the table, the value 1 in path must also exist in employee path key. Okay, here employee key, it is not there, right? So that is a problem here. Okay, so that's why I was bit checking this one. Okay, what I will do is I will just put 1 here. 2 is reporting, and 3 should be there, right? So what I will do is I'll put 10 here. So 1, 2, 5, 10. 1, 2, 5, 10. Okay. So make sure that in real-time scenario, you are going to disable the report refresh. Okay, otherwise it will unnecessarily refresh all the tables. You remember I explained about the report refresh. Okay, the pathway is on the following loop. 10 to 5 in column, employee parent key. And 10 to 5, 10. Okay, 10 to 5, 10 in columns. Okay. Here it is not okay. Has found the following loop. So he doesn't want to have the loop. Okay. Even I forgot this one. You okay, what I will do is I will just say I will take some other value here. I will do one thing here. I put 1, 2, 3, 5, and then 5, 6, 4. Okay, here I just do one thing. I just put some 3 or something like that. Okay, 3, 2, 1. But these numbers should be there here. Otherwise, it will throw an error. I somehow kept the data set somewhere because it should not be a loop. Okay, and let me do one thing here. Okay, 10, 3, 6, 4. I just make it parent employee is 3, and for him 2, and for 6, let's say, I just put parent key is 2, and 4 is I just put 1 here. Okay. The value 1 in empath. Okay, also existing. Okay, okay. This guy should be there here. Oh my God, I missed out here. Let me do one thing. 1, comma 2. But 2, 1, but the 1, comma 2 is there. That is the problem. It should not be like that. So this, for him, the manager is this guy, and for him, the managers, let's say I put, yeah, there should not be any loop here. But if I specify anything, that should be there here. The parent key should be there here. 1, 2, 2, 1. Here, let me just try 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. Need not to be null. Okay, what you're saying, okay, what he says, you mean to say the parent key should be null? No, no, otherwise it will, if I say null, okay, for him, there is no manager. Okay, and this guy is the manager for him. Let's say that way. And for him, okay, for 6, okay, and he is the manager. And for 1, okay, for him, for 2 he is the manager. But there will be a loop here. No, the value 3 must also exist in m path. 3 should be there in value 3 in m path. Parent key must also, employee key should be there. Yeah, you should also be here. And okay, I think this time it should work. 3 is there here. Yeah, all these things, 10, 3, 1 should be there. But another thing can also be there. Okay. Yeah, now it came out correctly. So all the parent key, whatever you use it, that one should be there here. But whatever is there not here, whatever is not there here, you can have it here. Okay. So for 10 is the reporting manager. Okay. So he's the manager. For him, there is no manager. So for Mahesh, the parent is, see this one, right? One is the employee key and then the parent key is 10. So, the Mahesh is the employee key, is reporting to this guy. And this is sixth one is the parent key. Okay, six is the employee key, and he is the one reporting to three. Three in turn reporting to one, and one in turn reporting to 10. So, okay, 6, 3, and 3 is reporting to 1, and 1 is reporting to 10. Correct. 1 is reporting to 10. It gives this the hierarchy. Got it? So that's it. So this is much helpful when this is helpful in real-time scenario. The hierarchy, right? So in case any hierarchical data, this is very much helpful, especially in the reporting structure. This is very much helpful. Okay. And the next one is the treat as function. Treat as function. Okay. The treat as function, what we will do is we will use the existing table itself. This is meant for virtual relation, creating the virtual relationship between the tables. Okay. Here, I don't have any table here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one. I'll just quickly load that file. Excel files, the sales fact. Takes a lot of time. Okay, good. So I just go here and use first row as it is. Okay, I just close and apply. What is the syntax for treat as? For this, the syntax is, this is the one I just treat as inside the thing. You need to specify expression one. Sorry, expression column 1, comma column 2. Okay, that's all. NC sales and customer, by default, it detects the relationship because customer ID, customer is common between these triple. I just delete it and see if we can use it here. Okay. I'm going to create some function with some meaningful name. Here I'm going to say sales amount or quantity using tree as. Here what I do is I just say calculate function sum of quantity. Not this one. Tree as. Here what I do is I'm going to use the cust ID. Okay, the first argument is supposed to be an expression. Here the dim customer. Can I say cust ID like this? Comma. It will not allow us, okay, because the first argument is supposed to be our expression. What for that purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a values function, values, and here cust dim customer ID, comma, I'm going to use the sales sales underscore W04 cust ID. Sorry, sales fact. We are supposed to look at the sales fact. Only those two files we have imported it. Sales fact. Did I not give any name for that? Sales fact. Okay, of customer ID. We'll throw an error because yeah, this is NC daily sales. No, so the table, it's not sales fact. I just rename it as say 1 second. Let me just close this for the timing. NC sales, right? Okay. So I just I just gave, again, it shows NC sales. I think that was not correctly. I did not give the proper name. 1 second. Let me just see. Okay, or else I'll use this as the NC sales. NC sales, and here the customer ID, right? Yeah. So now it is establishing the relationship. You cannot directly use the column name here because the first argument is supposed to be an expression in the case of treat. Okay. Treat as. Okay. It should return a table. That means it should return a table. Which one? The expression. Okay. It's a table expression. Basically, it is a table expression. Which one? This one. Because we are using a column name. See, for example, if you want to use any table expression, right? So what are the table expression that you can remember it? So how many of you are aware of the table expression? Okay, here I suppose use the table expression, but I cannot use a table here. I just want to use a column instead of table. I need to use a column, right? So there are some functions, DAX function. It looks for the argument as the table, right? So in that case, what you do is, if you want to use only, instead of using a table, if you want to use only the column from that table, then you can use values in that kind of situation. So values function is very much helpful. Apart from this, the values function is helpful to remove the duplicates. Okay. Now it is done. I just go here to this place and I just so to remove the duplicates values function, and if you want to specific, in the case of a table expression, if you want to use a specific column from a table, in that case, you need to wrap that column by values function. Data type, data file problem. Okay, let me just go here. What is wrong with the file here? One second, NC sales. We don't see quantity. Quantity is available here. Yeah, quantity is numeric variable only, right? Hmm. You understood? When you work with multiple tables, you will tend to give the wrong table name also. Okay, so make sure that you are giving the correct table. You will not have syntax error. Okay, the next one is this one, the dim customer. Where is that? In this case, I did not have any physical relationship between these two tables, customer dimension table and the say NC sales file. Okay, now it is doing the filtering correctly, even though there are no physical relationship exists between these two columns. Columns from the NC sales and dimension customer table. Okay, so these two tables have common column, but we don't have the relationship. That kind of situation, treat as function is very much helpful. But the first argument for the treat as function to establish a virtual relationship, the treat as function is very much helpful. So first argument is supposed to be a table expression, but you cannot use a table here. You wanted to use the column here, right? Specific column from your customer dimension table to specify, to relate with, to create a virtual relationship with your NC sales customer ID. So virtually it will create the relationship. Even in the case of, can someone tell me which other function that doesn't require physical relationship between the tables? I want to do. See, not all the situation, so which scenario we use it, right? So not all the situations we need we will be using the connected table. See, when it comes to dimension and fact table, obviously we have to have the relationship. Okay. Apart from this, if you need any other table which needs to be matched, supposing you don't know which column to be mapped with which column. Let's say you have two table. In both the table, you cannot decide which column to be linked. Okay. In that kind of situation, you can go for this one. Okay. The treat as function. Usually, not usually, it is mandatory that you have to create the relationship between all your dimension tables to fact table. This is just for demo purpose I have shown you. Apart from the dimension and the fact table, if you have any other table which you are going to use it, with that table, if you want to link it, supposing you have, they have given you some data, okay? So the city data is available in one file, other file you have something like, the state customer information available, other table you have city information is available, state, city, all the information. You want to join these two table based on the state column, okay? But there are no direct keys are given, okay? So in that case you need to decide of these two tables which table have which column have unique value in it, and for that are there any corresponding column that are available match. See, it is not a straightforward, like I said, right? Sometimes here you will be having, for example, you just think this is your customer table, okay? This is your address table. But here they would have given the not the address table, it's state and city column is there, okay, and which city belong to which state, and that information is available. But here you have only the state column is available, okay, or city column is available, okay. So in that kind of situation, you remember we worked with one city state combination of table in the past, right? So in that kind of situation, what you can do is you can since city and state column, with the combination of these two, you can create a unique key, and then what it is, you can join this one sometimes, okay? So in that kind of situation, what you don't have to create physical relationship, because all your dimension fact tables are connected. But in that case, right, you have two standalone tables. Just because two standalone tables, right, you cannot mix up with your dimension and fact tables. In that kind of situation, you can do that. Usually what we do is, in the staging area, we do this one, the staging area, okay? What is staging area? What is staging area?
Power view.
Oh, yes, Arvind, tell me.
The place where power view.
Yeah, the place where it's a logical place, right? Where we do data transformation. For example, you have a customer dimension table is there. Even for the customer dimension table, the data comes from the source system. Okay, the source system, you have two tables are there, customer table and the state table is available. Okay, but in this case, what happened? You need to combine these two tables data and then put it in a single file. Okay, or these two tables will be a source for your customer dimension table. You understood? How many of you are able to understand? This is very important. See, for example, look here, I just see in the real-time scenario, you remember what is data warehouse, right? What is data warehouse? This is your OLTP system, and this is your staging area. Okay, here you have dim customer dimension. Customer dimension. Here you have customer key or customer alternate key number, and then other information. Okay, everything is available about the customer, all the including the city, state where he lives, all the information. But when it comes to OLTP system, the customer data, entire customer data will not be available in a single table. For example, customer, the OLTP system. Okay, you have customer and you have something called like state table. So these two table will be a source for your customer dimension. In real time, this is how we do it. Don't think always you work with data warehouse. Okay, here you have sales fact table, and this fact table is linked with the customer dimension table. But for this customer dimension, where the data comes from, it is also in some of the project is also your responsibility to pull the data from OLTP system to load the data into a customer dimension. For the customer dimension, the data comes from two different tables, customer and state. But right, sometimes what when these two tables will not be connected. So in that case, what you need to do is you can use this kind of virtual relationship and join this and then load it here. So, but you will not load it directly here. Instead, you will load it in the staging area. You join this and put it in one table, and that table you load it here. Okay. But these two table, actually, it will be available in staging area. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. The OLTP database, you have customer state, two tables are available. customer master table, and then state master table will be available. You push it directly to the staging area. Okay. From OLTP, you copy to staging area. This is a temporary area. Okay. This is where you do all kind of data preparation. Here, what you do is use the virtual relationship and then join this and then load the data here. Okay. Load the data into a customer dimension table. Okay. Similarly, for the sales invoice table, invoice header, invoice detail. There are two files will be there, invoice header, invoice detail. So what you do is you combine these two tables. You just simply push this table here, and then you combine these two things and then load it into your fact table. But you are combining these two tables, but you are loading the day-to-day record, not the entire data. And then you push it here. But this is right. So even for the dimension table, the data comes from your source system, and you need to load this end-to-end load. Okay, this is the ETL pipeline. In this staging pipeline, ETL pipeline, what you need to do is you need to load the data from your source to here. Staging, right? Simply you copy the table here in the staging area. And the stage, because you don't want to any joining everything here. Okay, you are supposed to do it here only. So what you are doing, you create a DAX function, tree DAX function. What you are doing is you are combining these two tables, and then you store it in a table, right? So in that one, you'll be loading it here. So in this case, what happened, right? So we have combined the tree, we have used the tree as and calculate function or some aggregation function. Let's say you have, apart from sales fact, sales aggregation fact table will be there. Okay. So in that kind of situation also, right? These two tables, you'll be combining it along with the sales fact table here. These three tables, you'll be combining it and then pushing the data into your aggregation table. To put it in simple time, these two tables, you are not sure which column to be used, but what you are doing is you are just checking this column and the state column and the city column both put together forms a composite key. And here you have the city column is there and city ID or state ID, something like that. Okay, what you are doing is you are using that one to join this table, and then you load the data into your dimension. You are joining, you are doing it here and then loading it here. So, right. So in that kind of scenario, you'll be using this one. But in this case, these two tables, you might be asking this one, can't I use physical relation there itself? We can use it, right? So there are situations you don't have to use that. In that case, you don't have to create the relationship, okay, there itself. In that case, you can use this kind of function. If you create a relationship, what happens from the table level, you need to enable foreign key, primary key, constraints and all. Okay. When you load the data, wherein you have the constraints enabled, it will slow down the performance. Okay. So now virtual relationship, we can create with the help of tree task. Path, with this, we can find out the hierarchy of the reporting structure, right? In that kind of thing, this is very helpful. And the values function, already I've seen it. In the tree task, I've used the values function. This is one of the use cases. Okay, in the case of table expression, you have to specify the table, but I want to use only the column. So values, the column name should be wrapped with values. That kind of situation, this is very important. And also I explain what is connected and disconnected. Okay, what is disconnected table? How many of you understood correctly this one, disconnected table? Arvind?
No common field.
No?
There is no relation between two tables.
Okay, in that case, okay, how it is going to helpful? What kind of use case? We have created the disconnected table.
So the relationship, it doesn't want any relationship.
Give me an example. Give me an example. Anyhow, don't worry. Here I'm going to in this one. I'm going to use this one, what if parameter in this example. Okay, what if parameter. Okay, see here, for example, I'm going to create a table here. Look here in this thing. I think you all forgot it. So here I just go to the modeling, and then where do we create? Okay, here if I go to the data model, then table tools, and sorry, where that table we can create a manual table. 1 second. Yeah, data table is disconnected table. Date table is disconnected table. No, right? Even date table we connected. See, date table we are using it filtering, isn't it? How can you say it is a disconnected table? Date dimension table supposed to be connected one. 1 second, I will just show you. Yeah, enter data. Look here. See the same example, top n. Okay, I just do one thing. So top 5 and top 10 and top 15, top 20. I just say, look here I'm going to say top and sorry, where is that here? Some key I pressed it. Okay, apply it. It created with table. Okay, the table, it's a table. Okay. What I do is I just go here. I just use a slicer. Where is the table which I created now? So this table have 3 values in it. I'm going to put the column 1 here. I'm going to use the list function 510. See, if I create a DAX function, right? So sorry, if I create a measure wherein I wanted to see top 3 customers or top 5 customers, I will have to say top n within the parenthesis. I'll have to say 5, right? Odd coded. Instead, what I do is I'm going to capture. For suppose if I select 15, right? In that case, it has to uh, be captured. We have something called selected measure. 1 second, I think all of you have forgotten it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select guys, real-time scenario. See, this girl's Tulasi is literally dying. Very first project itself, very complex one. She got it. Okay. Anyhow, I will give you something. Look here, the measure. Watch all my video. Don't disregard it. Okay. So YouTube, a lot of videos are there. You can watch them later. First, you understand whatever I taught you. Okay. For example, selected value. I just say selected value is equal to selected measure. Okay. Selected measure or selected value. Selected value. Okay. And this is the one. Here, what I do is table column 1. This is the one I just put it here. So the selected value, what will happen is, look here, I selected 15, right? The selected value function, I pass this as an argument. What is this? Column 1. Column 1 belongs to table. That is the one I created in front of you, right? So here I type. So what will happen is this selected value, I'm going to pass it as an argument to my measure. Okay, the way, right? So for example, I'm going to create a measure like okay, here I have used this one, right? Okay, W04. No, not this one. Okay, I'll have to use sales fact table. In the sales fact table, I'm going to say the sales, something like that. Okay, comma, the top n function. Here, if I can say 10 or 5, top 5 customers, top 3 customers, I can say, right? So top 5, if I specify what will happen for top 5 and comma and what other thing? Table name, right? Which table? Table name is my sales fact. Okay, and then here sales fact, NC sales, right? Okay, NC sales, NC sales. I think even I forgot the syntax. And here, this is the one will return top 5 records. So here top n 5, and let me just check that file. See here, the selected value should come here. Whatever the value you captured it here, right? That variable, that value, if you specified, what will, for example, if I select
The sum function is
what is that?
Sum function is not closed in the last DAX query.
Because I've used the wrong column, right? Yeah, wrong table name. No, not this one.
Table is correct,
No, wait.
but the function is not closed.
Here, table is correct. Function is wrong here, right? So that is what here, top n. Here, what I do is here you can specify the selected value, selected value, comma. Okay, selected value, right? Okay, I need to use this one on the parenthesis. Selected value.
Those are this first sum function should be closed. That's why it is giving error.
Very good, very good. Avinash, great, great. Here I did not close this one. Some function should be closed, right? Yeah, good. So next one is, I just removed it. So yeah, so now it is correct. Good. Not allowed as an argument of 3 top n function. Okay, what I will do is I just remove this one. And then let us see. Okay, top n. So if I drop here, okay, here I use the different table, no? No, here it is correct only. This is selected value. Let me just check my previous video. Where is that? Even I forgot this one. M to date or top end. Yeah. Even if you work day and night, right? So day-to-day basis, we forget it. Hence, keep practicing it. The top function, it returns a table. Okay, so what we do is we can, even though it returns a table, we can use it as part of your measure. If you directly specify it, it will work. Other simple example is I could have created a table here. Look here, the modeling. If you go there and create a table, right? So new table. Here you specify this logic, it will work. Whatever the selected value, that whatever the value that is selected, that one will get applied there. This table, this is what I'm talking about, the disconnected table. This table, we did not connect it with any other table. Because we want to use that table in our slicer. That's all. For that purpose, you are using the table. Top and dynamic top end. Yeah, this is where I showed you. Look at selected value, top end value. Instead of top end value, use the selected value, right? Okay. And here, if you see here, dynamic top end. And here we go here. Top and selected value, correct only, and sales W04. Okay, here I did not specify correctly. A third argument, I should have specified it correctly there. Okay, that's all. But it was working fine with this. Look at selected value. In this case, yeah, it is selected value only. So in that variable, selected variable, I'm just use the selected measure. Okay, and here the NC sales, comma, NC sales of we have sales fact table, no? Sales fact. Okay. Because of this, it caused all the confusion. Sales fact, that bracket I did not, parenthesis, I did not use it. Here, the sales. This is the selected value. For this, if you see here I use the table column 1. Okay. Whatever the value that I select, for example, if I select 10, it is captured by that one. Okay. And sorry, if I select this one, 10, it will get captured there. And then that selected value variable. And the only thing is the top n is causing problem here. And here, sales fact, sum of sales, and top n, the selected value, whatever the value that we are selecting it. And then in the sales fact table, and then descending order, right? So here I just use the sales fact and sales descending. No one is watching here, right? What is the problem? Where is the sales fact table here? Yes, Arvind, right? That connection between the table was not defined. Because to give the demo, treat as, I just remember, where is sales fact table here? Okay, did I do this one here? It is there here. These two are not matching. There is something wrong with the data here. Customer ID is not there. I think I loaded a wrong file. Okay, let me just go and check this one. I just dropped this one otherwise. If you open two files, you're gone. It will hang literally. That's what the table name, you need to use the proper table name, and then the relationship you need to create it. If you want to use top n function, the syntax, everything was correct. Now I fixed it. It should work. Because of lack of relationship, it was throwing an error. Simple in simple way, right? If in the interview they ask you connected and disconnected, connected tables or the classic example connected and disconnected is the connected tables are like dimension factorable. We have to have the relationship. Disconnected, for example, I wanted to perform dynamic top n. Okay, I should use the reporting user the flexibility to choose whether you want to do top 5 or top 10 or top 15. Okay, so for that, I'm going to manually enter some data in a static table. Okay, and let me just, I think I need to close it. I need to kill it. Because the other one has a lot of tables in it, I'm not able to kill it. I'm not able to see the Power BI here. Microsoft SQL Server Analysis, Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Yeah, it is there here, right? Okay, I'm on Power BI Desktop. Enters. Older version of the Windows was very good. Okay, it was the same thing. Look here, I just show it here itself. I just closed it because it was hanging. Step 1, you create the table and enter whatever the value that you wanted. And step 2, what you do is you check whether, see here, in this case, right, I created a measure. The measure name is selected value. On the right side, there is a function, DAX when the selected value is available. Inside this, I specify the table name. So in this case, the table name, top n, and the column name is value. This is the one I use in my slicer. Okay, for step 1, and actually this is step 2, and the next one is this is for testing purpose. Okay, and then next one is I created this one, calculate sum of top n, and here I'm using this measure name because if you select 15 here, that 15 will get copied here automatically. So this one will get copied here. If you select 20, this one will get. So the dynamically, the values will get changed in your top n if you use the selected value function. With the help of the selected value function, whatever the action that you carry out, that one will be stored here. So here the selected, instead of specifying 5, if you specify hard coded 5, all the time you can see only the top 5 sales, top 5 revenue. You cannot see other than top 5. If you want to see top 10, top 15, you will not have an opportunity to see that option to see that. Instead, you create it like this and give it to the user. So these things and all, you will not be seeing it. Okay, just for your reference, I just put it here. You understood, right? But if you see here, the tables, right? The category and this table would have got, this is coming from same table, and there are no issues. Okay, I should have used the sales W04. So disconnected and connected table. Now are you clear? Okay, connected, the physical relationship. Okay, and there are situations I need to establish some kind of virtual relationship. You just tell them, so we have source to staging area. From the staging area, we were using some tables, 2 tables, customer and state table. So in that case, we use the virtual relationship because there are no relationship exists there. And we don't want to create any physical relationship. we just create, join this one using the treat as function. Okay, virtual relationship treat as, and disconnected table. In this case, what you are doing is, even though there are no relationship exists between the disconnected table and this one, using the selected value, we are able to do the filtering. Okay. And the next one is we will just get in here. This is the crux of the time intelligence. Month to date and all the things we have seen it. Next one is the cumulative total. How we can find out the cumulative total? Okay, how do we find out the cumulative total? So what is the logic behind this one? Look here, I just put the sum of sales and filter function. I used it, and all function I have used it here. Okay, what is the logic here? How it works? Here in this case, I removed all the filter on this date table. I removed the filters. Okay, hence what happens is this one, right? Here in this case, what happens, since I removed the filter, that the DAX function can find out the earliest date, right? And then here the max function will give you the recent date. So it will iterate from the earliest date to recent date in order to perform the sum. It is that much simple. What is cumulative total? We know very well. For example, this is your value 808. This is your sales value, and cumulative total is nothing but, because this is the first value here, hence it displays this one as it is. And when it comes to second value or second row, this one will get added 808 plus 314. This is what your cumulative total. Okay, and 3142. Sorry, and then this value will get added. This one. Look here, all these three values will get added. So in this row, the 4 values will get added. It will give you this one. Okay, this is what your cumulative table. How we can achieve this in DAX function? This is how we can use the function DAX function. Okay, filter. So calculate sum of sales. What we are doing is perform the sum of sales starting from the first day to till the last day. You do it in order to count or sum the sales value from the earliest date to the maximum date, recent date. You need to remove the filter. If you don't remove the filter, what will happen? It will not be able to find. It will take the current date, current record itself as a each and every row as a earliest date. Okay, simply remove the filter on the date column so that it can detect the earliest date in your date calendar table, and then it will identify the recent date. It will iterate starting from the earliest date to recent date, and then it does the sum of this one. Okay, that is what is happening. First row, the earliest date and maximum date, it goes to first row. In first row, nothing to update it, right? It gives us. And second row, what happens is, for example, 1st January, and the maximum is right in the second row. Since you are there, what will happen is the first value and second value will get added. So that is the logic here. This is how it works. The cumulative total in the interview, they'll ask you, okay, so what is the logic that you used to find the cumulative? But one of my students, she sent out that one. So this is the question they asked. So idea is simple. You just tell them it finds the last day of the month, which is nothing but max of the calendar day. Then it sees how many dates in the entire calendar. Okay, entire calendar. How many dates are there in the entire calendar, which are less than or equal to the last day of the month. Okay, and then it calculates the total sales for all dates that match this criteria. Okay, that is how it does the. Here, the all function, they'll ask you what is the all function, right? So in this case, we have used the all function and the filter function also. The all function, it removes the filter context. So since it removes the filter context, it allows the calculate function to look at the earliest date in the data set and sum the cumulative total sales up to the current date. Very simple one. Cumulative or running total. It is also called as a running total. It is used to watch the summation of numbers that is updated every time when a new number is entered into the sequence. Whenever a new value comes in here, it automatically includes the new value also along with the previous values, and it gives you the running total. Running total, cumulative, both the terms are same. Next one is how to perform comparison over different time periods in Power BI. So these three functions you need to remember it. For example, I want to compare month over month, quarter over quarter, or this year sales with the previous year sales and current quarter with previous quarter sales. How do I do that? Right. So if you want to perform comparison over different time periods, or different time periods or same period previous year, you can use these three functions. Either you can use date add, or you can use parallel period, or you can use same period last year. The advantages of these three functions are like, okay, look here, this is the syntax for date add, okay, and parallel period and same period. In the case of same period last year, it takes only the date field, only one argument. Whereas in the case of parallel period, it takes the date column and then number of intervals. Okay, and then the interval you can specify it here. Okay, number of interval you can specify it here. And here also the same thing. Both of them look same. The date add and parallel period, the syntax remains same. But the advantage of date add is you can compare at the day level also. What is today's sales? Yesterday's sales. Right? What is today's sales? And same day yesterday. Right? What is the sales? You can say. And parallel period, for example, now we are in Feb month. If you want to see the Feb 23 with, if you want to compare with Feb 23 with Feb 22, you can do it with parallel period. But with the advantage of parallel period is, see here with parallel period, okay, in the case of parallel period, how it works is, you can go back, okay, you can go back the previous year. Supposing you are specifying the current year, and if you want to go back the previous year, you just say -2. Let's say -1 previous year, and then interval is month, day, year. Go one, for example, if you specify year, okay, and sorry, year, if you specify year and then -1, so which means go 1 year back and then get these sales. You need to use this one in the calculate function also. Okay, you need to use it there, so that the calculate function gives you the sum of sales for the previous year. Okay, if you use year, okay, I just write it here. You specify year, and for example, if you say year, and then here the number of interval is -1, and then here your date field, date column in your calendar date. Okay, date column. Okay, date column. And then let's say you are wrapping this with a calculate function. Calculate sum of sales. Perform the sum of sales for the previous year. That's all. And if you specify month here, instead of year, you do the sum of sales for previous month. And if you want to go 2 months back, it is possible. In the case of year, if you want to go 2 years back, it is possible. You can go as far back as possible, and also you can use positive values also. You can go far back, and you can go forward also. You can go backward and you can go forward also. If you want to go backward, negative values. If you want to go forward, you can use positive values. Okay, the same thing you can do it here, but here you can do year, a month, quarter, but whereas here you can go up to the day level also. That is the difference between these two, date add and parallel thing. It works on the day also, day. Okay, but month, quarter, year plus day, it will work with this. Here you can space a day and month, quarter, or something like year also, right? All of it. But when it comes to parallel period, day is not possible. Only month, quarter. Here you can specify month, quarter, year. That's all in the case of parallel period. Okay. that limitation is there. Whereas when it comes to same period, as the name suggests, it goes to the previous year. That's all. You cannot go backward or forward like how we can do it in parallel period as well as in date add. Okay, these are the difference between these three functions. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll just go to the okay, let me just do one thing. We already spent a lot of time there now. Okay, so to save that, what I will do is I just go here. The time intelligence 2 is not there here. Okay, this is what function? Okay. Calendar date, and this is the one. Yeah, we can use this one itself. Why waste time there? Okay. I thought of saving time, typing the measures. Calculate function, sum of sales, comma, parallel period. Okay. And same period last year. And then you have the date add function. Okay. So that one also we can use it here. Hmm. Look here, this is the measure. Okay, I put it in a text also here so that you can refer it quickly here. Okay, and okay, what I will do is better. Let me go back here, and here I have the, yeah, it is there. So what I will do is I just I wasted my time there. Okay, I thought of opening somewhere. I opened the wrong file. Okay, I just open the date here. Sorry, expand the date, and then I put the year column here. And then here I just said sales. This is a simple one. Okay. And what I will do is I'm going to create a measure now. Parallel period. Okay. Parallel period. You want to compare side by side. So 2012 sales is this one. Along with that, if you wanted to display the 2011 sales, you can go for parallel period, or you can use same period last year or date add function. Okay, let me close this one. It may consume too much of memory unnecessarily. I should have copied it. Okay, cancel. Let me do one thing. Just copy this one and then I will reuse it so that we can save time. So here, same thing, calculate function sum of sales, parallel period. The first argument is your the date column from your calendar table, -1, which means I want you to see previous year. The last argument is year. Okay, this is your interval and interval expression and interval year, which interval that you want to see it. So here, if I go and say parallel period, and if I drop it here, look here, along with 2012 sales, you can see the 2011 sales. Okay. Along with 2013, you can see 2012 sales. Along with 2014, you can see 2013 sales. Got it? This is what. But here you don't have previous year, right? So 2011 only we started the business. You just think that way. But we have the data starting from 2011. Before that, we don't have it. Hence, it is not displaying anything. This is what your parallel period. Got it? Same period last year. Same period last year. So, okay, this should not give some confusion. Okay, same period last year, measure. Okay, I just say measure. Everything is same. Only thing is I'm going to change this thing here. I'm going to say same period last year. And here the date column. Because same period will take only one argument. As the name suggests, right? Same period last year. It goes to the previous year. That's all. You don't have to specify. Interval, you don't have that feature available here. Make sure that you are using the indents properly. Okay, it should be legible. It should be like this. Okay, and just SPLYRM. Same as the parallel period. Hence, I'm going to close this one. It consumes memory unnecessarily. I just drop this here. Okay, it gives the same thing. But the disadvantage with this one is if you want to go 2 years back, it is not possible. But here you can, since you have an option to specify the interval -1, -2, right? It is possible. But here you don't have that one. Okay, and the next one is okay, what I will do is parallel period. I just copy this one. Syntax is more or less same for date add function.
Sir, one new DAX function also released on calculating the weekends also over the period of time.
What is that?
One second. So we can able to calculate if you're calculating productivity. So if you select the range between the dates and it will have the syntax we can specify that weekdays also weekend. So
What?
network days tax function.
Okay, you mean to say weekday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can
Sir,
use the day function.
if you select the range between the dates, sir, it will calculate the no accordingly. So we have to specify the which 2 days are we have weekends.
Yeah, you can use a slicer for that. Right, you can introduce a slicer. You can select the date accordingly. It will display it.
Oh.
Supposing you want to compare 2 years, right? So in that case, if you specify like this, it will be good. Okay. Fine, Arvind, we carry on. To all the best. Tomorrow interview, right? Carry on. Okay. Do well. And up to this, hope you can remember it, right? Yeah. So the date add, parallel period, and if they ask you, these things up to this you can manage. Next one is so with this you can compare, right? So if you want to specify the quarter, right? Month, same thing. Instead of year, if you want to compare month on month sales, you can specify the month. Okay. The first argument you use the first column you can use the month. And if you want to use specific month, if you want, for example, 2000, you can what to do is you create a slicer and then put the year 2012. If you wanted to see month on month sales comparison, you can do it. Okay. So there, if you specify month, that will work. So what are the options that you can use it in the case of date add? You can use month, quarter, year, and then the day also. Okay. But in the case of parallel period, everything is possible except day. You cannot use a day. But only in the case of same period last year, you don't have any options. Okay. It will show only the previous year. That's all. And then the cumulative total. For example, if you want to see the cumulative total, for that, we'll create the measure here. Okay. Sorry, here you need to specify you need to remove the filter on the calendar table, calendar date. Okay, our function, comma. And only then you should be able to get the earliest date, calendar date, and here date, and less than or equal to max of For calculate, I have to use one more thing. Yeah, calculate, filter, and Avinash, am I correct? Okay, good. So the next one is press enter. So first value, and then 20, 23 plus second one, 44. It gives me 43 plus 4, right? 44 plus 30, almost 74, right? It gives me the cumulative total. This is what you are running total. This is the logic for this. And the next one is the how to calculate rolling totals. Rolling totals. What is the difference between the rolling total and the running total or the cumulative total? Moving total, we can say moving total. The rolling total calculation will or could look back at a certain time window. For example, 30 days. I wanted to go 30 days back, and from there you do the or current date. So take the current date and then go 30 days back, and for that duration, whatever the total I needed, you give me that. Okay, and calculate the total continuously. Okay. So the differences in the case of running total, it starts from the beginning of the data set, right? All the previous value in your column, it will take up. Which one? The running total. It will consider all the previous value in your column, and then it will sum that, okay? But whereas in the case of rolling total, I don't want to take all the previous value in my column and do sum, okay? I want something like, I want to go, I want to use 30 days back, right? So starting from today to 29 days back, whatever the data is there, you take it. Only for that, you do the rolling total. So in that kind of situation, how we are going to handle it? In the real time scenario, they will ask you like this kind of questions, okay? Once you join a company, they will ask, these kind of questions. They'll ask you to do this one. So here, what I do is I just go here. In the interest of time, I'll just show you what I did it here. Look here. In this one, I have dropped the, look here, I just select this visual. And Nitesh, I just made some changes to this one. Okay, I'll send you guys this one. Okay. And I found some issue. There's some column I missed out. Look here, in this one, I use the date. This date is coming from my calendar table. And this one comes from the sales table. Okay, this is from calendar table. This is from my sales table. Okay, it just shows me each and every what is the sales. Okay, fine. And next what I do is 30-day rolling average one. So when I select this one on the 30-day rolling average one, yeah, this is a 30-day. Is this a 30-day? No, this is a 3-day. Okay, I should say rolling average. Instead of this, I just rename it as rolling average. Or N rolling average will be that way. Dynamically do the rolling average. I will explain this one. Before that, we'll look at the rolling total. Look here, rolling. I just select the rolling total. No, yeah. I selected this one mistaken of here. Day rolling total. In this case, what I do is I'm using the calculate function, but here I'm using dates in period. Okay, in this case, what I'm doing, I'm using a last day function. In this, the first argument is a date table. Here, what I do is basically, I just specify the day argument. Okay. So in this case, whatever the day that I selected here, for example, here, I made it dynamic. Okay. Dynamic rolling total. In this case, when you give a report to the user, they should have the flexibility to choose. Look here, I'm talking about here. Okay, in this case, but this is called your what if parameter. I will explain how to create it. Here you have given a flexibility. Either you can choose 3, or you can, if you slide it 4, 5, 6, something like that. Okay. So that if you want 3 days rolling total, you can see it. First, we will understand what is the 3-day rolling total. We'll take first 3 values from this. So how much here? 7, 9, right? So all put together, all these small things, 10.59, correct. When it comes to the second row, it skips the first record and then it starts from the second row, and then it picks up the 3 values. Okay, it starts from the second value, and then it goes forward and picks up 2 more values. In total 3 values, right? So it adds all these: 5 plus 2, 7 plus 2, 9, 10 plus something. Okay, and same way it goes like this. For each row, it picks up the current value and then it goes forward with the 2 more values, because we have selected 3 here. For example, if I slide it towards the right side, first understand the big picture. Okay, and if I do the 6, 3, 6 I gave, 3, 6, 9, 10. If I, if I slide it towards the right side, it gets changed automatically 6. And in this case, what happens if you go up here? So it takes, look here, all the 6 values here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one comes around close to, right? So 3,000 and odd 500 plus 7,500. No, here it is. Okay, here 500, right? 800, 4,800, and 840, right? So 30-day rolling total. 1 second. Here there is some problem here. Let me see. The 3 days it is doing correctly, and let's see if I say 4 days. We cannot do it because here, let me just check if I use the same table parameter. Look here, this is the one I created. Parameter value. I just parameter value. So this is the one I created it. And 1 second, I'll just show you this one. Yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12 is there. I just go here and let me check my. So here also I use the parameter. Yeah, then it is correct only. But here what happens is, if I select 6, what will happen is the rolling total. Look, yeah, it will ignore the first one, right? What will happen is 30-day rolling total. In this case, yes, it will come year 6. Okay, 3-day rolling total. Sorry, 3-day rolling total. Take first 3 and then it gives you 6 days. It will come here, right? 6 days and 5,000 something. Something, is that correct? Or okay, calendar date, last date of the day, right? So yeah, parameter value is 6. Okay, let me change to some other value. Let's see what happens here. I just go back here just for testing, but it should work. But this one itself, I just click on this. Increment by 2. So here there is a function called generate series. First argument is 2. Start with 2 and end with 16. Increment 2 by 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Something like that. If I press enter, this value will start from 2. We'll start with small values and see what is happening. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, right? So okay. Here what is happening is this one will get updated. There is something wrong. I think I used multiple things here. Yeah, now it is coming out correctly. Yeah. It was not refreshing it. 2. So now what happens when I use 2 here? And here it should pick up something like this. Here, if I go here, let me do one thing. I'll just save this one. It is getting changed here. Okay, it is not getting changed here, right? Yeah, I have used the n rolling average here. N rolling average is correct. It is correctly picking up there, parameter value. And n 30-day rolling total. Okay, someone says 4 and calendar date, parameter value day. Okay, it's correct only. 30-day rolling total, it is not showing. So here, actually, it's not a n rolling total. I just say n rolling total. Yeah, it got changed here, but it is not reflecting here. 30-day rolling, but here n rolling total. Here it got changed, rolling n rolling total, but here it is still not showing this. And sometimes it takes time to refresh it. Level block with other queries and see daily sales to filter rows, append one employee path. Okay, evaluation. Yeah, it is refreshed now. 7352. Okay, here if I say 4 for 4,000, 6,000, and 7,000 dot, right? Yes, it is doing correctly now. So if I give 6, it is 2, 4, 6. So here 4 plus 2 and of 5 much 6 and of 7 and almost 8. Yeah, it is doing correctly, right? Sometimes it'll take time to refresh. That's the problem. Okay, the logic, everything was correct only. So now you understood, right? So rolling total. So for each row, if I say 4 from this, how many 4? It will take 4 values and then add this one. And then when it goes to the next record, it skips the first value and then remaining 4 it will take. So here 4,500, 5,000 and it is how much 4, right? Okay. So 4,000, 6,500, 7,000, 7,900, 392. Somewhat it is coming here, right? So 4, fine, 4, correct. I wrongly totaled it. It is doing it correctly only. Okay. Or if you wanted to do some, you can go here and then show as table. You can check it out here. Okay. You can take this value, put it there, and then you can count it. So now you understood what is a rolling total. So how I did this. Now you understood the big picture. So how I did this. The step one is what I do is I just dragged and dropped these two columns, and then you just ignore this at this moment. I have created the total, rolling total. Before that, what I did, I created the what if parameter. So how I created it, you can find it under the modeling tab, I think so. Yes, under the modeling ribbon, you'll find the new parameter. If you click on it, it will ask you the name of the parameter. Since I've already mentioned the parameter, right? So what I do is parameter demo whole number. So whole number, I start with the minimum value 1, and then the maximum value is 20. Or let's I just want to give start with 2 and increment by 2 up to 20. You give the paper. So if I click on it, what will happen is the parameter demo will get created. Yes, yeah, what a parameter will get created like this. Instead of slicer, we are using what if parameter. What if I increase the rolling total by 4? Look here, it got created here, right? Look here, I gave 2, the starting value 2, increment by 2. This is how I created this one. Okay, I created this one. What is the name of this what if parameter? Parameter. The value is, see, for supposing when you select this one, and if you scroll down here, you can see the name of this parameter. Parameter. In this, there are 2 columns are there. One is parameter, and the second is parameter value. The parameter value only having this one. Hence, what I did, I use the parameter. So parameter value, the what if parameter name is parameter. In that parameter value column, I used it. This is the one I passed it as an argument here, last date. What it happens is between these 2 dates, whatever the days are there, right? You take that one and then find out the period between these 2. Okay. So in that duration, whatever is there, you calculate the sum. Okay. So what happens is in this case, it gives me the rolling total. We are defining a window here, right? So here, if I say 4, it literally goes, it goes 4 days forward, right? It goes for 4 days forward. Supposing if you are here, and it takes, 4 values, right? 4 values. It goes 4 days forward, including the current one. Or we can say, right, current value plus it goes 3 days forward, and then it sums the value. Okay. So in this case, it look back, right? It look back at a certain window. So in this case, 4 days, right? So it goes 4 days, and then between these 2, right? So current date, and then the 3 days forward. We can say forward. That way it is doing it. Okay. This is what your rolling total. So when in the business scenario, this is helpful, the rolling time period or rolling window, rolling total. If you wanted to analyze your website or application's performance, so we will be in that kind of situation, we can go for a rolling total. Even in the case of stock market, right? So they will be using the rolling total for a specific duration. Okay, the next one is the rolling average. So rolling average, look here, I mentioned it. So here what I did, I just select this one, I just show you. N rolling average. When I select this here, the same thing, whatever, rolling total, right? The same thing I used it. And then here what I do is I just take I find out the number of days. Okay. In this case, what happens? Look here, this one will show the period. Okay. And then you see here, I'm just taking the distinct count of date column. And then here I just check by passing this value, whatever the parameter use value that you select it here or slide it here, that one will be passed here. And so here what happens is within this period, okay, give me the distinct period, distinct count of the date. So that one you can divide it by this one. Okay, supposing you take 4, right? You just think, 4. So here it will add the 4 values divided by 4. Okay, that is what it gives. That is what it gives. Here, instead of using average x function, I have used the 2 variables, right? So in this case, the sum in period. In that period, whatever the period, 4, right? So in that case, whatever the sum that you get it, you store it in this variable. And then you divide it by that many number of days, okay, 4. So here what happens is it takes the 4 values. So almost 4, 6,500 and 7,300. So 7,300 by 4, how much? Or we'll take small values so that we can easily 2. Now 1838. So here what happened? Here 832. 832 divided by 2, how much? 421. The denominator, it gives us the 2, right? And then what happens when I slide this? The parameter value gets increased now 4, right? So what happens is, obviously, it takes the 4 value and divided by 4. It gives me this value, 1848, okay? This is what your rolling average. Here I just used it in a visual. So in this case, I have used the date column and then the sales value, and the next one is the rolling average. Okay, rolling average. You can see this one here. N rolling average. Here, if I give 4, look here. If I slide this 6. First January to here 2011, right? So 28 8 May it gives, and this is what your rolling average. Let me just check the rolling average, and 21 March. The end rolling average, but here I know you can use the. Okay, let me do one thing. I'll just. Yeah, I have used only one column. Fine. So hence I'm not getting anything here. Rather, you can drop it here in rolling average. You can use it in the secondary y-axis also. Okay, this is for sales and this is for your rolling average. Both of them sharing the same x-axis. Okay, date here. Instead, you can use year. Okay, year also you can use it. Instead of date, you can use year. And then you can just see here 2011 to each and 2012, each and every day it shows. Okay. And if you want to use only the year, you can use it. Okay. But this one gives you the clear-cut idea, right? So this one, so here you are able to understand very clearly. So in simple terms, the moving average, how it works is, this is how it works. Rolling average, moving average, both the terms are same. So this is your daily closing prices, stock prices. Okay, if you want to find out rolling 5 days moving average, let's say first 5 days you have the data. What happens is you wanted to find out the moving average for the 5 days, first 5 days, okay. And then next day you got the another data, okay. In the 6th day, you got the previous day's closing price, stock price, okay. On this day, on the 6th day, if you want to find out the 5-day moving average, it will take the 5-day average. It will pick up the 5 values, including the current one. It excludes the previous one. Earliest date, it skips it. Similarly, when the next data comes in, right? Or if you are given the data like this, if somebody is asking you to find out the 5-day simple average, so this is the funda here. It takes the 5 values and then it skips the first one and then it starts from the second to second and then pick up from the second point onwards, right? It will pick up the 5 values. and third values, and fourth, from the fourth value, remaining 5. Okay, so that is how it is doing it. This is what your moving average or rolling moving average. Simple moving average, first day of 5-day moving, that is what I mentioned here. Okay, in this case, all the 13, 14, 15, fifth day. This is what your rolling. This is how we can find out the rolling move average. But dynamically, you want to find the rolling move. In that case, you need to use this what if parameter. Okay. Here you can define the values, whatever the values that you want. You wanted to find out the 5-day moving average, or 3-day moving average, or 5-day, 10-day moving average. In that kind of situation, what you can do is you can go for the what if parameter. What if my moving average is going to be 6? Okay, so in that case, it gives you 6 days average here for this value. And then when it comes to second data point, it will skip the first one. And from the second data point onwards, right, it will picks up 6 days data, including the current value. Okay, second value. And then it gives me the average. Okay, this is pretty simple. Okay, and then the next scenario. Okay, the next scenario is there are scenarios they will expect you to give like this. How to display last n months using single date slicer and what if parameter in the Power BI. How can you do this one? I want to select show the last n days, n months, last n months. Please bear with me. In 2 minutes, I'll finish it off. Okay. Month, year, sales in last 10 months, right? So here, sales. And here, this is the same thing, same logic. Here also, I'm using the parameter, but here I'm using negative value. Okay, I want to select the n days, n months. That means the whatever the month that you are selecting it here. For example, if I select okay. For example, if I select any month for in August 2014, in August 2014, right? So I wanted to display the last 4 months. In August 2 months, okay, last 4 months. In the sense, the current month, the selected month, plus the previous 3 months. Understood? May, June, July, August. So 4 months. If you select any month of any year, right? So, and again, with this one, the parameter, with the help of the parameter, whatever the day month that you selected, that month, along with that, the previous 3 months in this case, okay? But in total 4 months, in this case, 6 months. Look at dynamically, it displays the 6 months data for the selected month and also the previous 5 months. Okay. So this is what is called, say, last 10 days. Though it appears simple, it's a little bit difficult. Okay, so implementing this here, it's pretty simple. But in this case, what you need to do is you need to create month, year column in your calendar or date table. In the calendar, what I did, I just created this one, month, year. Okay, month, year. And this one comes from where? Month, year comes from my calendar table. I'm using only one date table, only one date table. Okay, this is nothing but date dimension. Okay, and then here what I did, the next one is I create the parameter. Okay, so it will, if you slide it, right? So here what I did, I use the twos and multiples of 2. Okay, I use the multiples of 2. And here what I did, I just use this measure. Step 1, you create a column by the name of month, year. Okay, so month hyphen year. So in this case, you don't have to have 2 separate slicer, month separately, year you don't have to separately. In the single slicer, since I have defined a column like this, I'm able to get month year. And the second one is I create a slicer based on the value whatever I selected here in the what if parameter. So, and based on the selection, right, based on the current selection which I make it. For example, August 2014, and then display the 2 months data in total. So display 2 months 2 months sales including the current one. Here what happens is previous month, right? So previous month, whatever the month that you selected, previous months you need to display it. For you, the assignment is whatever the month I selected, I want you to, let's say if I select 2 here, August, September should display it here. How will you do that? How will you do that? Very simple. Look here. Here I mentioned about negative, right? Here I mentioned negative. If you remove negative, it will give you the next month the sales performance. So here what we did, we just wanted to show the last n months, in the sense previous n months. That is the whole idea of this exercise. Okay, first step is you create this column, and then create a second step is create the what if parameter, and third step is I create a measure. So last here what we did, calculate function, dates in period, I used it. With the help of dates in period we can use it. And then here what we did, here the interval I have used. For that, I dynamically pass the parameter value. And then here I mentioned month because you want to see month. If you want to see year, you can use it. And month, year, quarter also it is possible. Try with quarter. Okay, try with quarter. And then that is an assignment for you. If I select any quarter, it should show the previous 2 quarter sales along with it. How do you do that? That is an exercise for you. Try it out. See, this one looks very simple. You just give it a try on your own. You'll find it a lot of difficulty here. Okay, you'll face a lot of issues. You come back with issues. Okay, you'll see. See, these are the steps. Okay, create the month year number, calculate on both date and sales table. See here what I did. Along with the month year, I created the numeric column here, month year number. So the first one is month, and then year I combine these things, but this is a whole number. So what happens? I selected this one, and then I went to the sort by column, and then I sorted based on this column because it's a numeric column. When you select the text column and then you sort this text column with the help of this number column, you will be able to get the sorted value. Okay, you'll otherwise you will not get the sorted value. Here it is gone here. I just go back here one more time, and then sort column month year number, month year number. Here you need to go and select it here also. Here ascending. Yeah, you need to specify ascending there. $11, $12, $13. Yeah, so ideally it is something like month year number. Okay, and here let me do one thing here. Do you have anything else? Month number, month year number. Okay. So I'll just do it one more time. It is already in ascending. Ideally, it should come like this, Jan 2011, Feb 2011, something like that. Okay, here, something, I just checked it, it was working fine. Okay, let me just recheck it one more time. Maybe somewhere I'm making the mistake here. Okay, so but any of this doesn't matter, okay, because when you view it, if you view it like this, Jan 2011, something like it will be good. Okay, so here this one comes from month year, comes from your this one month year, and then month year number. So look here, let me just check. Yeah, month is MM and year it's correct only. Okay, it's doing correct only, but it is not correcting it any. I will also check it out. You can also check it out. For you, the exercises, I want you to display the quarters. If you select any quarter, it should display the previous 2 quarters, or you should give the flexibility. It should be either, if I select any value here, based on which the previous number of quarters should get displayed. And again, the after the value, okay, before and after, right? So for that also you try it out. If I select 2 here and current quarter and then previous quarter in display, and also, right, if I select 2 here, and it should display current quarter and next quarter. Okay, let's say I selected quarter 1 here. So, and if I select some value 2 or 3, let's say 3. So current quarter along with the display the next 2 quarters. Okay, 3 in total. This is the assignment for you. Give it a try. You take this one and then give it a try. But there is a tricky part here. You just give it a try on your own, and definitely will pose issue. Okay, and then you come back to me. Okay. So these are the steps we have used. Create month, year, month, year, number, calculate column, both date and sales table. Look here. Create a measure that will display the last 10 months. And then that is what we can. This is the measure we created it. Okay. And create a what if parameter. These are the 3 steps which can help you. But here, the return period from date field. This is start from maximum date. And then number of entries to be subtracted from these dates. Maximum date. And then right since your number of, so here between these 2 dates you subtract this one, in the sense you go back 2 months. If I say -2, go 2 months back. Okay, so that is what it will give, right? So here that is what you will be getting it. The maximum, yeah, correct. These are the 3 steps I've used it. Okay, I think I have covered all the other important functions. As on value, we will look at it tomorrow. Okay, as on value and other things like the important topics like incremental refresh. We'll try to cover all these topics, whatever I send the agenda. No, I will just send it. I'll try to cover it everything tomorrow itself. So we are left. This part we finished it, and performance tuning will take time. All the other things except performance tuning, right? We will see that. This also I'll cover it tomorrow. Okay, better we'll finish it up tomorrow. So dynamic row level security. Yeah, we'll start everything. And day after tomorrow, I think we'll explain the project. Okay, project, and then the assignments we'll discuss it, and then we will wrap up the session. Followed by that, we will have the interviews preparation session. Course-wise, I'm going to wrap up either tomorrow or day after tomorrow when it is possible. And project explanation also will give you, and then you start work on the project. I'll give you the data set, everything, and requirements also. Okay, thanks for all your patience. Sorry, I took much of your time than whatever we planned it. Okay, see you all tomorrow, same night. Okay, sorry, same time. The meeting invite remain the same. The agenda is this one. This is the one we are going to cover it tomorrow and day after tomorrow.